Welcome to Sport Wrap with your host Ashwin Mbedi. We have an exciting Easter break ahead of us locally and internationally. Internationally, I know we're all thinking about the English Premier League, Manchester City and Arsenal on Sunday, Liverpool and Brighton on the same day, and this could very well be one of the deciders for the eventual winners of the league. But before we get into all of that, and I know Jevon and Brian are going to be going through their predictions, let's first get into our local hit list. The final round of the 2024 Bank Windhoek Namibian National Chess Championships was held at the Nictus Cultural Centurion on Tuesday. The final round featured some fierce confrontations on the chessboard as competitors competed for the top positions in their divisions. Players exhibited their best strategic thinking, tactical abilities, and mental fortitude in each game. It was a day of triumph for the winners in their respective categories. The champions received their medals as well as monetary rewards during a ceremony that recognized their effort and talent in the sport. The final standings and winners of the Bank Windhoek 2024 Namibian National Chess Championships are as follows. 2024 National Chess Champion Heskeo Ndahangwapo finished with 7.5 points out of 9 rounds. Now, he is the defending champion from 2023. And 2024 National Women's Chess Champion Lutopo Koa finished with 7 points out of 9 rounds. Koa was awarded an official national master title for winning the women's section. Now, the Confederation of African Volleyball Zone 6 Beach Volleyball Tour is set to kick off its 2024 season with the first leg hosted in Namibia. The event will take place at the DTS Beach Volleyball Courts in Windhoek from 4 to 7 April. This leg marks the beginning of a series of tournaments across the zone, with countries such as Mozambique, Malawi and South Africa set to host subsequent legs. Namibia, having hosted the same leg last year on Easter weekend at the Mall Beach in Swakopmund, is ready to once again welcome beach volleyball enthusiasts from across the region. Teams from Botswana, South Africa, Zimbabwe and Angola have already confirmed their participation in this exciting event. Namibia will be represented by 6 male and 6 female teams, showcasing the country's talent and commitment to the sport. And organizers are thrilled to host the country's biggest youth football and netball tournament, the Nedbank Namibian Newspaper Cup. The 2024 edition takes place over the Easter weekend from Friday to Monday at the Legare Sports Stadium in Gobabis, with over 10,000 people expected to flock to the capital of the Omaheke region. Kavango West won the football final for the first time last year when they beat Oshodonjupa 2-0 in the final in Oshwarongo. In the netball final last year, Commerce retained the title by beating Oshodonjupa by 7 points. Edward Hawombo, team manager of the 2023 football champions, said their team has trained and they are looking forward to defending their trophy. Despite minor obstacles, they will give it their all in Gobabis, he said. One of the biggest issues we faced was the players not having much time to prepare, as parents are more focused on their kids pursuing their education. Hawombo says although some players struggle to obtain soccer boots and netball shoes, he is hopeful that their participation will raise awareness among parents and guardians about the value and importance of sports and the opportunities it creates for their children's future. That's been our hit list. More sports wrap after the break.
From the day you were born and welcomed until your pensioner years on this earth, your life is filled with changes and phases. What mattered the most at age 10 may be an unknown memory at 25. The heartbreak at 16 may be replaced with wedding bells at 27. The degree you've always wanted or starting your career business may come true at age 30. And the dream to own your own home may come to realization at age 50. Whatever stage you find yourself in, whatever matters right now, Standard Bank has what you need to bank like you. Choose your own path. Choose endless possibilities. Standard Bank, it can be.
So, as I highlighted before, English Premier League continues. Oh, what a weekend we can expect. Manchester City and Arsenal. Arsenal has not won at Etihad, I think, in like 9 games, 9 meetings, basically since Mikel Arteta became manager. So it's a big one for Arsenal as they sit on top of the log. But let's hear what Jevon and Brian think as they make their predictions for the weekend.
Good day, viewers. You guys know it's Thursday and you guys know what the vibes are. We are back in studio and I am joined by none other than Jevon Wilson. Jevon, it's been a long week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks without football. We've been busy with international football. But yeah, how are you doing and how do you feel about the fact that we are back this weekend?
Yeah, exciting. Good to be back in studio with you. Premier League's back towards the tail end of the league. So yeah, exciting times. I think there's some interesting games, not only in the Premier League, but also all across Europe.
Okay, we have 10 games left in the Premier League and there's so much to talk about. We'll talk about, let's first get into our predictions for the weekend. We're gonna make it short and sweet for this one. Yeah, let's take a look at my picks for this weekend. Jevon, I think this is probably going to be one of the most interesting weekends we have. This is Jevon's picks. We have Newcastle taking on West Ham, Bournemouth playing Everton, Chelsea playing Burnley, Crystal Palace take on Nottingham Forest, Sheffield play in form Fulham. I'm very surprised of your results there, but we'll talk about that now. Tottenham take on Luton Town, Aston Villa play Wolves, Brentford take on in form Manchester United. We also have Liverpool play Brighton, and the game of the weekend has to be Manchester City taking on Arsenal. Okay, so we have your picks there. You have very interesting picks for my liking. But yeah, just run us through your picks.
Yeah, obviously Newcastle inconsistent this season. I'll go with the tie there. I think Bournemouth at home. Dominic Solanke, I think he can score a couple. So I went to the 3-0 there. I think it's a high scoring weekend, considering the international break, especially for players that have not gone away, that have stayed in camp with the teams, with the club teams. Chelsea, I think Chelsea can bounce back to winning ways against Burnley. I think Burnley are a bit poor there.
Okay.
Forest, I think Forest got that point deduction now, which they are appealing. So I think that, wounded animal, dangerous. Palace also just sacking of Hodgson. I think they're going through the transition there. So I'll go with the Forest win. Sheffield, Fulham, can't touch much on that. I think with the draw. I think Spurs at home should be strong enough to beat the Luton side.
You don't see Luton scoring?
No, I think it's going to be a tight game though.
Okay.
I think Luton will sit back and wait for the counter. So therefore I'll go with the 1-0 Spurs. Villa.
Shock result. This is your upset.
I have a couple.
Okay.
I like Wolves. I mean, I think Wolves are a decent side, and I think they could possibly upset Villa. Not because I'm a United supporter and I want us to get in the top 4, but just on the basis that Wolves are a decent side.
Okay.
United away, I think it's going to be a tough game against Brentford. I think Brentford are a very good footballing side. I don't think we can just go and run riot there. I think a 1-0 would be enough. Liverpool, Brighton.
Okay,
Brighton,
I didn't see that result.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't see that result.
That's a good result. I think that's a good upset over the weekend.
Okay.
I call Brighton beating Liverpool. For anyone that's watching and wants to put a punt on the game, wants to put a bet on the game, I think you should go with Brighton beating Liverpool there at Anfield.
I wonder what the odds are.
Very, very decent.
Okay.
And then obviously I think Arsenal City will wipe the floor with Arsenal.
Yeah, tell me more about your City and Arsenal result. What inspired you to go?
I looked at history. Like
okay.
City at home at the Etihad have always destroyed Arsenal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not even competitive anymore. So Arsenal, we all know Arsenal choke towards this part of the season. So we're going into Easter, we're going into April. I feel Arsenal, if history, repeats itself, I think Arsenal can definitely choke when it matters the most.
Sure. Okay, that's an interesting result. I think we'll talk more about the Arsenal game, but let's have a look at my picks for the weekend. Jevon, as we all know, Jevon is more spontaneous than I am. He's easy to take risks. I went for Newcastle to beat West Ham 2-1 because the home advantage, and I think they can nick the win because West Ham has been showing up and not showing up. It's been like a roller coaster ride. Bournemouth and Everton, I couldn't choose a winner. I'm gonna go for 1-1 draw, but I think if I do have to make a pick, it will probably be Bournemouth. So I agree with you there. Chelsea 3-0, I think we have the same result.
Yeah.
So I think Chelsea are gonna run right against Burnley. Burnley just haven't been a team that can compete in the Premier League. That we've seen over and over again. They sit 19th on the table. Nottingham Forest and Crystal Palace, I'm going to go for 2-1 win. I think Crystal Palace can nick a goal. Eberiche Eze is always a threat, but Nottingham Forest always show up against the bottom 10 sides in the Premier League. They always put up a fight. Fulham and Sheffield, I think I'm going to go for Fulham because Sheffield is also not the Premier League side. I'm sure they're getting relegated this season, and Fulham has been a team that has been in so much form. If I'm not mistaken, I think they beat us as well, Fulham. So I'm going to go for Fulham 2-1 away. Tottenham and Luton Town, I think Luton always have the capabilities to score. Looking at the captain, Morris is a really good striker, and the left back guy that everyone probably has in their fantasy teams. I'm not sure if you have him. Doherty.
No, I don't have him.
Yeah, he's a good player, so I can see them getting a goal there. Tottenham's defense hasn't been solid as of yet, so I think a 3-1 score is a good one for Spurs. I'm going to go with Villa. I think you went for Wolves. I'm going to go with Villa just because Villa at home is like a fortress. They don't lose a lot at home, so I see them getting that win 2-1 there. United, always quick to concede goals, so I think I will go for the United win, but I'm going to go 2-1. For Manchester United. Maybe Ivan Toney can nick a goal for Brentford there. Liverpool and Brighton, I don't see an upset just because it's at the Anfield and Liverpool players are back. Szoboszlai played for the international team over the past few days, and then I think Liverpool are in good space. Salah also had some few minutes, so I'm going to go for 3-1 for Liverpool against Brighton. The game that strikes us all the most, that we are all excited to looking forward to, has to be mentioned. It's Man City against Arsenal. I think I'll agree with you that Man City get the win in this game, but I don't think they're going to run riot because Arsenal has been in good form. So I'm going to go 2-1 Manchester City.
Yeah, just to touch on that, Liverpool, you say that they're in a good space. I actually disagree there. I think the United win in the FA Cup really discouraged them a lot, I think. It will be interesting to see how they bounce back if they do. I went for the Brighton win. And if they don't, we play them next weekend at Old Trafford once again in the Premier League match. Yeah. So, I think it's interesting for Liverpool to see whether, the next 2 weeks or the next week, whether they're still in the title race or not.
Do you think the title race is going to be decided this weekend?
I think, not this. Possibly. I think Liverpool could be out of it. I think if Arsenal lose, I still feel that they're still in it.
Okay.
Depending on what the other fixtures look like for the rest of the season. But I feel like if Liverpool lose against Brighton and they don't get a positive result against United next week, I think Liverpool are out of it then.
Okay, I personally still feel like it's a two-horse race between Liverpool and Man City. So I think Liverpool are going to bounce back really hard against Brighton. It's probably going to be a 4 or 5 goal thrashing. But let's take a look at the top 10 that we do have in our giveaway competition. Well, as we all know, Zoa still right at the top. Nesta Kati is in second place. The point difference is starting to stretch a little bit if you look at it, but Zoa has 283, and Nesta Kati has 279. Looking at Zoa, I am in third, which is a point off Nesta Kati. Crocodile Bota always involved in the mix. Nakanyala is always also has been in the top 10 for a while. Les Gons, I think, started creeping into the top 10 towards this last few games. Can he do it in 7th place? You all know who that is.
Can he do it? He's in the top 10.
And then we have Simon Henry, who is in 8th, Ganas 98 in 9th, and then Tax 454. Tax, congratulations. You've always been in the top 10 since I can remember. So Tax completes the top 10. Yeah, this is for the mega giveaway that we all know that JSB has in collaboration with Sports Rep. That is just giving mention that there is money up for grabs. Letting you guys know again, if you are in the top 3, you get the first prize is 25,000, second prize is 15,000, and the third prize is 10,000. And you also get to walk away with the cars.
Yeah, just to touch on that, the mega giveaway is approaching. The 19th of May is the last weekend of the Premier League matches, so we'll have that giveaway then. So we encourage everyone that has not jumped on to jump on immediately, sign up. You have to be 18 or over. And if you place a bet of $20 Namibian and that bet is a losing ticket, you automatically enter into the draw for the 2 Suzuki vehicles.
So wait, so the $20 is for anything you bet on, not just the Premier League?
Yeah, any pre-match, any sports match.
Any sports match
all across Europe, any match all across the world, all across the globe. Actually.
Well, you guys, see, they're catering for everyone. So if you don't like betting on the Premier League and you prefer La Liga, you still qualify for a chance to win.
PSL, Premiership, SA Premiership as well.
Okay, well, we move on to looking at the table. I want to just discuss slightly about how the Premier League table looks like. Reason why I feel like it's a two-horse race between Liverpool and Man City is because I think this weekend is going to be a very big weekend for Man City. And I think if they beat Arsenal and they go top of the table, Liverpool beat Brighton and Liverpool go back at the top. I don't think those two teams will get moved off after that. But yeah, just let us know about your thoughts in this.
The running is tough.
games.
I mean, like the Premier League, no easy fixture. I think the top three at there on the table would take every game now till the end as a final. You know, I think Arsenal still have to play United as well.
Oof.
Yeah, we still have to play. So that's also a tough fixture. As I said earlier on, Liverpool still have to play United next week at Old Trafford. Not easy, considering the form that United are in. City have been, they haven't been the same hungry City we've seen.
Yeah.
Perhaps based on the fact that they've won the treble last season, could have taken a bit of the hunger out there. So it's interesting. I'm looking forward to the rest of the matches. Not going to be easy. It's going to be very interesting. I think Arsenal. Look, as a United supporter, you obviously want Arsenal rather to win it. Liverpool or City, because Liverpool will tie it with the most Premier League titles,
and
City will be the
first
only team to win it consecutively, for a time. So it's not gonna be easy, but I don't see Arsenal getting a positive result at City at the Etihad.
Yeah, I agree with you
That's the
100%. If we have to look at the bottom three teams, who do you think is getting relegated? Do you think it stays as is, or do you still see Luton or Everton creeping into the bottom three?
Look, that's a very good question, Brian. The fact is, with the point deduction now, Forest have been deducted. They're appealing that. We don't know if Everton are going to get any more point deductions, whereby teams at the top, City, them have so many charges against and haven't had any point deductions yet. So yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. I do feel Sheffield United are out of it already. I said that, I think a couple of weeks ago when they lost terribly at home. Yeah, I think they're out of it. Burnley, I also think that it could possibly also, if they don't get any result this weekend, that they as good as gone. So yeah, it will be interesting to see whether Luton or Forest, perhaps also Everton, could drop down. We don't want Everton to go down because obviously then we'll lose the Merseyside derby. Yeah. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Okay, and your top five? Looking at the top of the table, I'm going to go Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, Spurs and United. That's my top five. I think United finished maybe fourth. Not fourth. Fourth, I'm probably not being too ambitious, but I think we finished fifth. Yeah, look, it will be a stretch for us to also finish fifth. You look at those goal difference. Like Spurs have a very good goal scoring side, whereby United do, but we concede so many goals. Yeah, boy. That is the issue that I have there. So fifth could be fifth could be good enough to get Champions League football this season. So we'll have to hope for a couple of negative results for Spurs then. Yeah, I mean, like Villa, I wait with the Wolves win against Villa. I think that'll also assist us. If United can win, get to 50 points at least, and make it a 6-point difference between Villa and ourselves, and Spurs as well. Okay. Well, yeah, that's the run-in. We don't have a lot of games left. As you guys know, it's probably just 10 for most of the teams in the Premier League and maybe 9 for the others. So it's going to be a tight run. We have a few weeks left in the Premier League. We are going to have double game weeks as well. So these games are going to run down really quickly. Talking about the big game that we have lined up on Sunday. That's the Super Sunday clash between Arsenal and Man City. This game it speaks for itself. It's a huge game. Arsenal now sit at the top of the table. City sit in second. Last season, when the season ended, City were in first and Arsenal were in second. So this is like another chance for Arsenal to get a go at Man City. But speaking of this big clash, if you look at the international break always comes with a lot of stuff. It's either your team benefits and the players get enough game time, or your team doesn't benefit and your team comes back with injuries. Speaking of injuries, if we have a look at the injuries that Man City might have, looking at the potential of Erling Haaland, a top goal scorer in the Premier League, might not play. John Stones got injured for England. Kyle Walker injured. Manuel Akanji is also injured. Bernardo Silva and Ruben Dias on duties for Portugal also got injured. What are your thoughts on these injuries? How do you think they would affect the game on Sunday? Yeah, you see, the thing is, City have such a good squad depth that it shouldn't really affect them that much. The fact that Rodri would still be there, Haaland could be replaced by Alvarez. He's doing well this season. I think he had an outstanding second season with City. As you said earlier on, possibilities that they might not play. I think John Stones, Kyle could make it. Not sure there, but I think the rest are definitely out.
Yeah, and having the likes of Bernardo Silva that is out, I think Phil Foden slots in perfectly
Exactly.
there.
You
But
see, and they have Doku. Doku played outstanding against England the other night.
my issue is, I watched the games over the weekend where I saw Denmark playing, not Denmark, but I saw Belgium playing. KDB wasn't part of the teams that played.
Yeah.
So the issue is, there is a concern about he has a reoccurring injury, or he is injured maybe. Yeah, and KDB, KDB is one of the biggest players in the Premier League.
Interesting that you say that, because actually they've been playing the majority of the season without him, and they've been playing outstanding football. I mean, Foden really took responsibility there. So yeah, I mean, Pep always has something up his sleeve. So, and he knows Arteta very well. The other way around, Arteta knows Pep very well as well. So we're looking forward to the match of the week.
Tough game for the week. Okay, we're gonna bring back Jevon's picks quickly to just let Jevon give us his 3-way suggested bet for the weekend. Maybe you guys can just jump on that bet and you can make yourself some coins. But yeah, Jevon, give us your best suggested bet for the weekend.
I always look for value. I think the value is, I think the United game has some good value there for United to win away. I'll go with United win, Brighton, and Wolves. Should be close to 10-1.
That should give you, I'm sure, guys, that's probably more than 10 odds.
Yeah.
It's way more than 10 odds, because those are
I'll take a punt myself.
You take a punt?
Yeah, definitely. I'll take that bet.
Okay, I think mine is going to be slightly safer than Jevon's. I think I'm going to also include United in my three game parlay. So I'm going to say United win at odds of 2. And then I'm going to say Fulham. I'm going to include them in my bet because they also have wonderful odds. I'm going to say Fulham win. And then I'm going to add Liverpool and say Liverpool win and the game to have more than 2 goals. So I'm going to go for Liverpool in over 2-5, United straight win, and Fulham straight win. So those are my 3 games. If you're a risky better like I am, a punter, I'll probably put down like a good 200 on something like that. And that could give you some zack. So yeah. But from Jevon and Brand Munango in studio, we'll be seeing you guys again next week, Thursday. Yeah, but do place your bets safely and do have a wonderful, wonderful Easter weekend. Anything from you, Jevon?
Yeah, just want to wish everyone a safe weekend and look forward to the match on Sunday.
See you guys on next week, Thursday.
Interesting predictions from the gentleman. Jevon, 4? You said 4. Okay, buddy. We're going to see how that one unfolds. Stay with Sport Rap. It's been a fantastic Sport Rap show. We look forward to resting this weekend, but of course, keeping an eye on all the latest sports news. And just to get us started, just to give us something to stretch us through the weekend, like adding water to milk, here's Ari Hohad making sure we go globetrotting.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with cricket news. First, it is the IPL, the Indian Premier League. Lots of excitement, lots of runs in the Indian Premier League, and a big game that was played, the most runs ever for the 40 overs, but also the most runs in a single innings. It was the Sunrisers Hyderabad. They set the records. They scored the highest total in the tournament history. That was 277 in just 20 overs. That was against the Mumbai Indians, and it was the Sunrisers Hyderabad that won the game by 31 runs. And it was also the Mumbai Indians that batted well. They scored 246 in their innings. So it was a combined total of 523 runs that were scored in 40 overs. Most runs ever in the tournament history for the 40 overs and the 20 overs. And it is an average of 13 runs per over. So lots of runs, lots of sixes there in the Indian Premier League. Southern African interests, South Africans doing well for the Sunrisers Hyderabad. It was Heinrich Klaassen that scored 80 runs from just 34 deliveries. And then also Aiden Markram, he scored 42 from 28, and earlier in the innings it was Travis Head of Australia. He was on song. He scored 62 from just 24 deliveries. That's again Sunrisers at Hyderabad beating the Mumbai Indians by 31 runs. Moving on to tennis news, it's a Miami Open that continues. It is quarterfinals that was played on the men's and women's side. Firstly, on the women's side, 14th seed Katerina Alexandrova. She's from Russia. She beat number 5 seed Jessica Pegula, and she's through to the semi-finals. She beat the 3-6, 6-4, and 6-4. And also the veteran Danielle Collins of the United States. She's unseeded, and she beat number 23 seed Caroline Garcia of France by 6-3 and 6-2, also to advance to the semi-finals. On the men's side of the draw, it was number 2 seed Yannick Sinner. He safely through to the semi-finals. He beat Thomas Machas 6-4, 6-2. Machas was unseeded. And then Alexander Zverev, he beat Karen Chakhanarov of Russia 6-1 and 6-4, also to be through to the quarterfinals. And then number 3 seed Daniel Medvedev, also still in the tournament. He beat Nicolas Jarre by 6-2 and 7-6. So that's the semi-finals being played on Friday, and the finals will be played over the weekend in the Miami Open in Florida in the United States. And to conclude today's international sports news, rugby news, it is a big game, top of the table game, United Rugby Championship game that's going to be played on Friday evening Namibian time. That is the Bulls of South Africa playing the Leinster of Ireland. Leinster leading at the moment on the table and Bulls in second position, so a big game. And news from the team of Leinster is that they will play all the international players. They didn't play last weekend after the Six Nations, but this coming Friday, all the top players of Leinster will be in action. That kickoff is 21:35. It's 25 minutes to 10 Friday evening. And some of the Ireland players, they've got many international players. Some of them returning is Dad Furlong, the prop, and then Dad Shannon, the hooker, and also Josh van der Vlier. And so they've got a strong team that they can field. But also the Bulls, they will have all their Springboks also in action, like Willie Leroux and Kurtley Arendse and Kanan Moody, and also Wilco Lowe in the prop. So there's lots of Springboks, lots of Ireland internationals playing in this game, United Rugby Championships. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day, and we talk international sport news again tomorrow. Goodbye.